Welcome back everyone. In this video I want to talk about what I call the 3 levels of electronic music production. So the first level that I call entry level is when you do everything in the box. It's just you and a laptop and you're just drawing in notes, drawing in all your filter sweeps and your control changes and everything. And don't get me wrong, you can make great music doing this. I've made tracks doing this, just like literally just sitting on a plane or sitting in the garden with my Mac. But this is a really sterile way of making music and it's definitely lacking some expression. And the thing that's lacking is what you get in the next level, which I call the mid-level. And this happens when you throw in some performance. So you hook up a MIDI controller, a keyboard, preferably something with knobs so you can control those filter sweeps and controllers, and something that has keys or at least pads so you can actually play live. So the difference between entry level and mid level is astronomical. This is going to like kick up your art tenfold. It's going to really boost your creativity and the quality of your results. There's loads of options for this. You can use something like the MPK Mini like this, which has got keys, it's got knobs that you can turn, it's got pads you can do like finger drumming with. There are other options like the Ableton Move or the Push. What all of these devices do is actually give you the ability to play music and to control your plugins in real time. This makes a huge difference to the quality of your results. And honestly, having done this for a long time now, I can tell you people can tell the difference. Listeners can tell the difference between something that's been played in and something that's been drawn in. So the next level, which I refer to as the top level, is when you take that performance aspect and you add to it something that actually creates real sound outside the computer, i.e. a musical instrument, something like an analog synth or a guitar or piano. This is a completely different level of making music, because while VSTs are fantastic production tools, things like analog synths, guitars and pianos are musical instruments. So when you engage with one of these instruments and you actually use that to create real music, you're doing something that's much bigger than producing music on a computer. You're actually being a musician. Now, a lot of you'll be thinking at this point, yeah, but VSTs can do so much more than hardware synths. And that's right, you'd have to spend a lot of money to get a hardware synth that can come close to doing what Serum 2 or Pigments can do. But it's important to get out of that way of thinking when we think about real instruments. Like take this guitar for example. This is a Fender Stratocaster. It only makes one sound, and yet it's been responsible for some of the most important pieces of music ever made. The same can be said for a piano and any number of analog synths. So as you're watching this video, it's a safe bet that you're into electronic music. So think about the biggest artists in any genre. Let's take techno as an example. If you look at the studios of people like Jeff Mills, Richie Hawtin, Taylor Buzz, you'll see loads of real musical instruments, loads of analog synths and keyboards. And that's because these people are real musicians. They're real artists who figured out that to make the best possible music, you have to be playing an instrument. Okay, so what criteria should you be looking out for if you're buying your first synth? My advice is to look for something that's affordable, preferably portable, and something that has keys or some way of getting sound out of it without having to hook it up to anything else. So something like the JT Mini from Behringer, it's a great way to get into analog synthesis, as are the Korg Volca range. I'd recommend starting with the Volca bass because it just sounds fantastic and it's got a great feature set. It's also battery powered, which means you can take it with you. Another fantastic option would be the Roland S1. Again, it's portable, it's got an internal chargeable battery, and it's got USB power. It also does audio over USB, so you can hook it straight into your computer and record it. 2-octave keyboard is a big advantage there as well. If you're already at the mid-level and you've got yourself a controller keyboard and you're looking for something like a rack mount or desktop synth, you absolutely can't go wrong with the Pro One from Behringer. It's a hell of a synth for the money, and not only will it teach you pretty much everything you need to know about analog synthesis, it'll also enable you to get pretty much any sound you want out of it. Okay, so if you have any questions or you want any advice about anything I've talked about in this, ask me in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.